Guys, welcome back to Fair Iron Customs. I'm Michael. I hope everyone is having a great Monday. I got home really late from work this afternoon, but we're going to try to get a little bit done because we need a video for Monday. And I do want to get started because in actual days, tomorrow's Saturday, and on tomorrow I want to make some progress on getting this front end done. Now yesterday we talked about swapping in this 41 straight axle and not using the F1 straight axle in this truck. And I have done a little bit of research, and like I said, you get on those old boards, guys. Those guys, they argue like old women. So, but from what I've come up with, I went over to Speedway Motors. I looked up a set of kingpins for a 1941 Ford and a set of kingpins for a 1950 F1. They are the same diameter. So the kingpin hole is the same size in the spindles on both vehicles. The thing that's different is the length of the kingpin. From what I understand, you have to have the correct kingpin kit for the spindle. Not for the axle, for the spindle. So when we get this thing tore down, we'll measure the bosses and make sure they're the same height, make sure the holes are in the same spot where the little set pin goes for the kingpin that keeps the kingpin from jumping up and down. And the only thing that I know that I've seen that there may be a difference, we talked about it last night, which is your kingpin inclination. Now imagine your tire is up and down, your camber is straight up and down of your tire. And your kingpin inclination is going to be this angle here, and this is more than what that inclination is. It will be the same offset in and out of your ball joints on a car with ball joints. That angle is one of the angles that's responsible for your tires returning back to straight ahead. Because when you turn like this, it makes the tire lift. So whenever it comes back, it makes it sit back down, if that makes any sense. But it's a very small angle, like it may be 1.5 or 2 degrees or less. I don't know. I haven't measured it. I don't know. No one's really got that information. Let's jump into this. So it looks like it's got an amalgamation of bolts in here. I'm just using a 9/16 socket on the old impact wrench and a Jones County socket set for a adjustable wrench. And that one may be actually in 9/16. Like I said, somebody's had this thing apart before. It's got some weird square nuts in it. Okay guys, off camera, I pulled the battery box out. It's rotted in this corner. I was thinking about not using it, but I like these little brackets. They already got speed holes in them and everything. I may try to cut these off because the brackets are in good shape and reuse this for the bracket when I mount it in the back of the truck. So we're going to save that. I got the bumper off. Like I said, there was a bunch of different size bolts. There was a bunch of different size bolts holding this battery box in. Looked like some homebrew stuff. I took the radiator support out. All I had was these 2 carriage bolts with some springs under the bottom. They came right off, thankfully. So I went ahead and fired up the old plasma cutter. I'm kind of thinking about, or fired up the compressor so I can run the plasma cutter. I'm thinking about what we're going to have to do to get the front axle out. I'm just going to cut the U-bolts, but I've got to get the steering linkage loose. I don't know how the steering linkages on these things work. I've seen them over the years, but I've never taken one apart. So we're going to do this together. Got to get the shocks off. Everything's cover up the part pretty easy. But I am, like I said, using the old impact wrench, or the new impact wrench rather. Wow, that one's got 2 washers on it. I may try to keep this hardware. Shocks are definitely not worth a damn. Well, actually, that one. Well, no, it ain't worth a damn. Okay, guys, I'm gonna bring y'all in. All right, so like I said, there's some sort of little carter pin right here. Oh, who knew that was going to be stuck? I got a feeling we're about to brute force this. I wonder if you can get a pitman arm to go on a F1 box. We're not using the F1 box, by the way. We're going to use that 74 Chevy box that I got. Because the pitman arm goes the wrong way on this box, we'd have to flip it up, and to use this box we'd have to reverse it, and we're not getting into that because it costs about $400 to rebuild that box. Okay guys, we're either about to get this apart or we're about to tear something up, but it ain't gonna steer with this again anyway. Yeah, they put that on good. Let me fight with this end down here, and we'll come back. Okay, guys, this works kind of like I was thinking when I turned the camera off. This plug comes out, and there's a little piece that goes in and pushes up against the ball, and it's, I guess, adjustable. You know, you can set the adjustment if it starts wearing, which is pretty nifty, I guess. The bad thing is, if it wears slam out, it's liable to pop off on you. I don't know what the occurrences of that is. Okay, guys, there it is. It's out. I tell you, the thing I like about these truck axles is they're really beefy looking. But, you know, that doesn't really go with a hot rod. So, I think we're still going to run with this one. We'll get into that when we start switching components over. That'll be in a later video. Right now, I'm going to call it a night. I still haven't gotten the springs out. I'm going to try to take these perches loose. I don't want to cut them. The back ones, I think I'm just going to try to whack I think I'm going to try to whack the rivets out of it. You know, that's got to come out anyway. I really like these shock mounts. I don't know that we'll reuse them on this, but we're going to, you know, we might. But I want to stick them in the box and save those. I really like those pieces. Yeah. Oh, interesting about this frame, you can see that's where the motor mounted originally. Those two holes in the front. There's where the original motor mounts would have went, because it would have had a front mounted motor, or a front mounted engine rather. Motor's electric, engine's runs off of something flammable. Let's see. That's it, guys. Like I said, I'm whooped. Look at how cold it is. The steam rising off the top of my head. I'm going to go in, get this video edited and ready to upload, and we'll be back tomorrow, hopefully, with some cutting and getting this frame ready for that other axle, and start kind of mocking stuff up and figuring out what we're going to have to make the bags work, to finish out the frame. Yeah, just everything. So we'll get into that tomorrow. See y'all later.